It's Tony Margaritelli again from the ICPA. As you know, we're trying to put together a series of these video blogs to try and keep accounting web members and my ICPA members up to date with what's going on and affects people and accountants in practice. They are very important cases, and I imagine HMRC are having a big rethink as we speak. The first set of cases was actually 3 people, which was brought with the help of the Low Income Tax Reform Group, and it related to breach of human rights, disabilities, 2 who were disabled, and the 3rd who was unable to get a sensible internet connection. What was interesting about this case, apart from the fact that HMRC lost it, was that apparently at one point during the case, they offered the appellants the chance for a telephone filing system, which frankly I hadn't heard of, and from what I can gather, the judge at the tribunal didn't seem to know too much about it, and was somewhat critical of this concession on the basis that it can't be much of a concession if nobody knows anything about it. So we had that particular case. As I say, we had 2 who were struggling with disabilities, and we had 1 who was struggling with not being able to get any sort of internet connection out in the countryside. The other case regarded, of course, was on religious grounds, which was, I suppose, will now go down as the beekeepers case. It was all to do with beekeepers and their refusal to, or request to not file online because of religious grounds. I think we certainly will be seeing cases being brought for people with disabilities, and certainly the problem of internet access. And on religious grounds, don't really know on that particular one, but I'll be surprised if there isn't some more. 4 out of 10 small employers are struggling with this supposed digital revolution. I think it's a case of they're not so much struggling per se, it's just the sheer volume and speed of things happening, keeping up to date with everything. It's all well and good HMRC pursuing this digital revolution as fast as they are if people can't keep up with them. Now, there are obviously strands of business people who are struggling to keep up. Will it still work? It will no doubt be heralded as a wonderful victory for HMRC, because when there's no other alternative, they do tend to announce that it's gone really well. Whether it's true in fact, time will begin to tell. Let's think about this logically. Yes, there are benefits for filing online for every taxpayer. You've got paperless, you've got speed, and of course you get extra time to pay your VAT, for instance, if you file online. Is this reason enough for HMRC to actually force us to file online? That's another issue. HMRC have reasons of their own for wanting this digital revolution, predominantly, so I'm guessing that they can release yet more staff. But I suppose ultimately it boils down to, is HMRC an organ for all the taxpayers, and do they have to carry some of the taxpayers along who are struggling to handle this digital revolution, or are they going to try and impose their will on all the taxpayers and then have a problem with those who can't keep up with it? I don't really know the answer to that one. My initial reaction is that those who wish to and can keep up with the digital revolution, etc., perfectly happy and can do, but there must surely be some sort of facility for those who are struggling one way or another. It would be interesting to know how many accounting web members and ICPA members have clients that frankly are struggling with the digital revolution to the extent that, for instance, VAT returns, etc. Maybe the accountant is e-filing their VAT returns for them, whether charging them a small amount or not. I don't know whether they are helping them out in that respect. So it'd be interesting to know. And also, some of our colleagues who are in the more outlanding areas of the country, who are struggling with internet connection, how are they finding it? I don't know. I mean, it'd be interesting to know how they cope. But one thing we must never lose sight of, in all these cases that have gone on in the past, all the taxpayers were fully up to date filing their tax returns with a pen and ink and with a paper. They were up to date, had not failed to file their tax VAT returns before. So now they're struggling. There you go.